Welcome to East Coast Moms Unfiltered. I'm Donna. This is my co-host, Nick.
Hi, thank you so much. I am Nick. So today we're sitting down with Erin. She is a married mom who is raising two high school students. She lives in the great state of New Jersey, just like Donna. She's coming to us today to talk about her journey of having a life-changing hysterectomy surgery 3 years ago to giving her husband the ultimatum to stop drinking or she was going to leave. And during this time, she felt like she was a single mom. So she's going to share her story so that she can help you guys who might be going through the same situation. Erin, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me. Okay, so when my kids were younger, they're high school now, but when they were younger, just like any new mom, having just the normal trouble of not sleeping and everything's on you. And I just felt that my life totally changed. My husband's life did not change at
Mhm.
all. It was kind of just on me and it was very difficult. So I used to call myself a single married mom because my kids are 20 months apart. So it was a lot to do on my own. Even though he was there, like people say, "Oh, but you have a husband." But he was working. He always worked. But it was kind of, I did everything outside with the kids, and I'm a teacher, so we went to school together. We still do. We go to school together. We come home together. We're in it. We're in it for the long haul. But when they were younger, he definitely was not there supporting me. He was a good father. He is now as the kids have gotten older. It's definitely he has a much better bond with them and things like that. It was difficult when they were younger, and I think a lot of moms, young moms with little ones, I think they can see that. I had a neighbor who had this very similar situation, and she's the one that told me, "You have to do whatever fits into your schedule, what
Mhm.
fits for you, what makes it right for you, what everything runs smoothly. If him not being a part of going out to the park, then that's okay. Just you have to go do it. Do what you have
Yeah.
to do." So that's what that was.
So this is a great way for you to kind of, tell younger moms out there, um, maybe the pros and the cons and maybe the solutions, if there's any solutions that you came across that worked.
Yeah, I think communication that's a big one. You need to communicate with your partner what you need. I definitely that was on me. I don't think I didn't do that. I
Mhm.
wanted the control, which even now I see it like even with like doing the dishes. I'm like, no, you don't know how to do it right. I need to do it like stuff like that. So it was hard for me to give that control because I have these little babies and they're mine, and it was just like I don't want you to like, don't we have a routine and you're gonna ruin it or something. It was hard for me to let go of the controls. I know the communication on my end was very hard. I had postpartum depression and he came home one night and he saw me in the dark with this little baby in my hand, just crying and crying. And it's like, what do I do? And I was just like, I don't know. Just, I don't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. He ended up calling my mom and my mother-in-law just to come over and help because I do think part of it was on me too, just not communicating with him on what my needs were because
Yeah.
I just wanted to control everything.
Was that baby number one?
That was baby number one. Yes.
And did you have postpartum with baby number two also?
I did a little bit, not as much. I was already on Prozac. I love Prozac. I'm on it now. I'm very open book with that.
Mhm.
Prozac therapy. My therapist is it's a great thing for me. I highly recommend it. It worked. Prozac, it works for me. I have a therapist now that I talk to because I didn't realize until I was older hormonal changes that I went through. I had PMDD, did not know it till I was like 25, 30. So it's very hormonal for me. So I've learned how to manage that.
And I bet you like more women have this, have these little problems.
Mhm.
And like you were saying before, you blame yourself, but there's probably different hormonal aspects that we could be doing or helping ourselves and we don't. And we just blame it on ourselves and take the hit and, go on with the day.
Absolutely. I think my PMDD, it definitely started when I was much younger, but my mom didn't know. It was kind of like she's in her 70s and her attitude was kind of, she's a great mom, but her attitude is like, well, suck it up. We all go through it. We all get our period. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta move on with it, not realizing what the real effects of it were.
I think a lot of it is also, I mean, I've known people who have had postpartum depression. It's almost like not embarrassing, but they're like, oh my gosh, I'm broken. Something's wrong with me. I'm a failure. And they don't want to talk
Yeah.
about it. And they don't want to tell their partners or husband, boyfriend, whomever it may be, because how are they going to look at you? How are they going to look at me? And I had a family member who went through that. And that's what she told me. She's like, I was embarrassed. But luckily for her, she had a really great doctor who, when she went back in for her 6 week checkup, picked up on it super fast and was like, no, I see this. This is what we're going to do. And told her, don't be afraid to talk about it. You might be embarrassed, but, without telling your partner, they can't help you. So I think it's a lot of it. I can't speak for you, but I just know that with her, she was embarrassed to talk about it because she was like, how is he going to think of me? And he didn't think any wrong of her.
Yeah, I agree. I don't even know if I was embarrassed. I didn't know. Like, if
Hmm.
we really didn't talk about it, I don't think my mom really didn't talk about
Hmm.
postpartum with me until much later than she told me she had it with
Okay.
me. Then it was like, oh, okay. But I just think the talking of it, I think it was kept quiet. It wasn't as nobody talked about postpartum like we do now. I feel like now we
Right.
talk about it a lot more, which I think
Yeah.
is awesome, and we need to do that because I didn't know what was going on. I just knew I wanted control over these babies.
Hmm.
The first one, my daughter, but she was colicky, she cried. I didn't know what to do, but I don't want to ask for help because then I feel like a failure as a mom. Like you were
Yeah.
saying, like I'm like, well, I can do this on my own. Then I didn't want to ask my husband because he was working. It was, all these hours and everything. We were young. I went right back to work after 6 weeks to teach. And but I didn't want to put the burden on him. I thought I could.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a single mom and it was partly my fault for not communicating with him and letting him know. He also didn't step up either, because okay, she's got it, just whatever
But I think
kind of
it
thing.
also, like, you know what? The generation of our parents, how you're saying, like, your mom never said it. Like, my mom never said anything either. You kind of just had to go and figure it out and suck it up and go to work, go to school, do what you have to do. Maybe if you think about it, maybe like your husband wasn't even educated on that either. He just
Right.
figures, well, you have a baby and you go back to work and, this is what it is. So he probably had no idea either.
Yeah. I agree with that. I would agree with that 100%. Yeah. He didn't know. We're learning as we go. We're just
Yeah.
learning how to figure this out.
all
Yeah.
all, all new parents are learning as they go. It's all one day at a time as a new parent. Even if you have experience, I had a lot of experience with little kids before I had my own, because I had a lot of relatives who had them, but it's still different when it's your own. It's like, oh, completely different. Okay. Not what
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be.
Absolutely. I remember that aha moment, looking in the rearview mirror, seeing this little baby in the back and going, "Holy crap. Like, I'm responsible for that now in the car. Like, what is going on?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Make sure you have
Yeah.
everything for the baby.
Yeah. And then we fast forward, and now I'm 40 something, getting ready to have a hysterectomy, which was another, like,
Huge.
you know, huge, huge. Physically and emotionally, I wasn't expecting how
Hmm.
hard it was. It was emotionally, I just kept thinking, even though I knew I wasn't having any more kids, not
Right.
having any more kids, but it was just like, wow, I can't have kids now. That's like, there's no chance of that happening. I was
Yeah.
43. It happened about 3 years ago, 46
Okay.
now. So 43, I had my hysterectomy.
You were young.
And then, yeah, and that was another big hormonal doozy.
So
Yeah.
now
I
what are the hormonal what happens when like I've never had one, so I don't know. So tell us about it.
Right. So I have my ovaries still. So, but everything else I had taken out and just tired that I've never felt before.
Hmm.
It's just extremely, extremely tired. Um, just no energy, not wanting to do anything. Major depression came right back. It was just like instant depression. So we kicked up the Prozac a little bit more
Whatever
to
works.
help with that. Yeah, a little bit more Prozac and a little extra therapy sessions in there. But like that part took a while. The tiredness took a long time uh, to get through. And physically, I did not leave the bed for like 2 weeks right
Wow.
after it. It was it like my insides, I felt were just I couldn't move. I just
Mm.
it was horrible.
Yeah, yeah, like ripped out of you.
Did
Yeah.
they put you on any hormonal medicine, like, to balance it out? I mean, I'm just asking, did they or
Yeah.
do they? Okay.
So they didn't, but I just now started about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago now
Okay.
on
Okay.
progesterone and estrogen.
Okay.
I did that myself. I found somebody actually found I kept getting this ad online for
Mhm.
it, and I was like, "All right, it's sending me a message. I need to try."
Right, yeah.
Because, I mean, it was like instant night sweats too, like, it was just
Oh, no.
it wasn't instant menopause, but it was very, very close to it.
Okay.
Mhm.
But as time is going on, the symptoms were getting worse. So
Okay.
I just went on the progesterone and estrogen. And again, I highly recommend it. It has, in the month I've been on it, I've been on for about 4 weeks, no more night sweats.
Wow.
The achy bones I had, like my bones were starting to ache. And I told my primary that, and she thinks it was also from the hysterectomy because just the different, I forget how she explained it, but just the different way the body reacts to it. I was just like very achy. I felt like I had arthritis, but she said I didn't have arthritis. But once I started taking it this month, my hip feels better. Like I'm not as achy. So that's been a game changer for me.
That's
Wow.
wonderful. That's wonderful.
About your kids and how were they with you when they knew mom was having surgery and they everything else? What were they? Because I know you have a son and daughter, correct?
Yes, I have a son and a daughter. They're 20 months apart. My daughter just turned 18. She's
Okay.
a senior this year,
Nice.
and my son is a junior. He's 16. And they have been most amazing through every step of my life journey.
Mhm.
I am truly lucky that I have them and that they are very caring when mom is feeling because I do feel bad. My depression and emotions going up and down, I know it has affected them, but they have been by my side and they help me and they check in on me. And I really, we can
Mhm.
still make jokes about it now and stuff. But and they know when it's coming, like they can see, like, oh, she's starting to maybe oh mom, you want to go for a walk? Let's go for a walk. Like
Aw.
they're very caring about that. They know my emotions. I never thought I would ever be able even to say like I have major depression. And that's something else like my mom still is just like, no, you don't. You're fine. You're fine. Like
Right.
again, I think it's that age gap. It's that
Yeah,
generation.
yeah. Yeah,
And
it
like
really is.
she doesn't believe in the seasonal depression. Like she's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
nope, not at all. That's not a thing. No, it is. I
It
have
is.
it.
It
I
really
know.
is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
yeah,
I swear she has it too sometimes, but you can't say that because then she's like, nope, I'm good.
Is she
I'm good.
Italian?
No, she's Irish,
oh,
but
oh, okay.
yeah, yeah, she's hardcore Irish, and she even said, growing up for her, she's like, no, everything is fine. Everything's fine. There's no whining. There's no, we're good. We don't show our emotions. And I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I think the generation, like, because my parents are around the same age as your mom, and if not older, but they always were like, let's hide it, don't show it, because that's what you want to do.
right?
And then now it's, you have these younger people who are, oh no, we can't talk about it, we've got to keep it silent. But that's the dangerous part of not talking about it, that you have to express yourself and you have to tell yourself. For example, when my kids come home from school, I can tell if they've had a good day or if they've had a bad day. And if they've
Oh,
had a
yeah.
bad day,
Yep,
I'm pulling them aside. I'm like, no, we're talking about this now. Let's go. I need to know. And even with my older
exactly.
daughter, she's in college and, she'll even, when she was in high school and middle school, I would know if she had a bad day. I would know. I'm like, nope, we're talking about
Yep.
it. Because it's the healthiest way to go. Your kids have to learn to express themselves. And I think sadly there are so many out there who aren't allowed to express themselves, or
Hmm.
they're just afraid to because maybe the repercussions that they're going to get at home, like maybe they're going to be called a sissy, or if a young man wants to express himself but he can't because dad's like, oh, you're such a baby, you're such a sissy. But
Yeah.
in reality, they have to learn to express themselves. So I think it's great that we're getting people on here on the podcast like you to let people know it's okay to talk about it and it's okay to have this, and it's okay to, as you said, to be on medication because it's helping you and it's perfectly normal. And that's the things that people are also afraid of, how can I say that I'm on medicine or can I say this? It's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine and never be embarrassed by it.
I totally agree with you 100%. And that's how I am with my kids too,
Mm,
every time. And I think also I'm a high school teacher and
okay.
seeing with my own students too, I'll pull them off to the side. I can
Yeah.
tell they're having a bad day, something happened. I'm just like, hey, let's talk about it. And I'm very much an open book when it comes to my depression.
Mhm.
I tell people all the time what I went through with it. I mean, I was not taking showers for a while. Like it took, I was
Right.
that depressed. Like I just couldn't
Right.
even, I was going to work. I was doing everything. Like I was able to mask it, but just like the simple things like taking a shower just felt so draining. Like, oh
Mhm.
my God, I have to do this.
Yeah,
But I do,
depression.
yeah. And I think talking about it more, it helps people because then they're like, oh, okay, so you went through it too, or you know how it is. And I think that because then more I've talked about it to people, they start telling me they're like, yeah, that happened to me too. And I went on this medicine or this. And I'm like, oh wow, I had no idea you even had that. You were even
Right.
had any of those problems.
Wow.
Can I ask you a question as a teacher? And if you
Mhm.
want, you're fine. If you don't, that's fine too. I have a special needs son, and he's 19 now. And a lot of, I guess, what was being taught to him in school and is that you have to fit in and that you
Mm,
have to, you don't want to look like an outcast, right, in front of other kids because the kids are just going to
right.
make fun of you. But when you think about it now, more and more kids, like even just going to therapy, like maybe getting pulled out of class to go to a therapy. Do you think now it's a little more acceptable for that kid to stand up and walk out of class and be like, okay, see you later, I'll be back, as opposed to maybe 10 years ago where it was like, where are they going? Why are they leaving? Am I explaining it correctly?
Yes, and I have seen a change of that. The kids are more open about even what they're going through now. I
Mhm.
even noticed from like even it right now, like the seniors compared to my freshmen, like the seniors are still a little, excuse me, a little bit, quieter about what's going on. They only
Mhm.
trust certain people. But I've noticed as sophomores, juniors, and freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, they're getting more open about it. I'm going to see the counselor. Bye. Like, and they're ready. I'm emailing my counselor now, and they come to school and they tell us everything that they're on, that what they're going at, like 100%.
It's probably, it's best that way. Um,
I think so.
and that makes them not feel like an outcast. Like,
Hmm.
hey, because we all have something going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whether we
Yep.
want to admit it or not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, very true. Can we go back to, okay, about you having your hysterectomy? Because I know there are people out there, young ladies out there who might be in their early 20s that are going to have to go through this or have gone through this. And they probably are thinking, okay, I'm a failure. I'm never going to be able to have children, or I failed as a woman. What would you say to these ladies that are going to be going through this or have gone through this? What encouragement, what would you say to them?
You're definitely not a failure. You get this choice. It's your body. You can go and adopt. There's so many different ways if you still want to have kids. Like
Yep.
you're definitely not a failure and you have to put yourself first and your
Yep.
health first.
Yep.
That's 100%, or you can't help anybody else. You can't go out there and be the best person that you
Right.
are.
Yeah.
If you still have all this pain and discomfort and just it's I mean, it kept me from doing a lot of things at certain points.
Okay.
I mean, crying in the corner and stuff. So no, you need to take care of yourself first, and you're definitely not a failure. You can still do everything.
Yep. No,
You're,
you
n-
can.
you're no, yeah, you're no less than a woman just because you don't have that. Not at all.
Did it ever feel like a nervous breakdown, like the crying in a corner and maybe not be able to stop? Did it ever feel like, oh my gosh, this has to be the beginning of a nervous breakdown?
There were times in my life, yeah, that it
Yeah.
definitely felt like that.
Yeah. Maybe that's an
Yeah,
old fashioned word, but,
yeah,
where you just want to scream and be like, this
just
is what
want
I
to,
can't.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. This
I
is
think it's healthy. It's normal to be able to, if people may not want to hear it, but I think, we all go through it. I mean, have to be able to express yourself and don't hide it in because I mean, hiding it in will just make it, 10 times, 100 times worse and then the people around you can't help you because
exactly,
you shut down. You shut down and
yeah,
then that's where the trouble I think comes in where people they shut down and they don't want help.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
I know
become your worst enemy.
Yeah.
we've talked about medicine, Do
Mhm.
you have any other techniques that you use that maybe you could share that would be able to help someone else?
Yeah. So I've also gotten into manifesting positive thinking. Some people are like, "Oh, whoa, what is yeah?"
I
But
love it. Mhm.
I I didn't realize it, but I've been doing it kind of my whole life. I always visualize, like I visualized my wedding, I visualized my husband, not realizing that that's manifesting and that's what I was doing. When I was younger, I didn't know what it was. I just knew I journaled all the time about what I wanted my future to be like,
Mhm.
how I wanted my wedding to be, what kind of job I wanted. And then as I got older, then the kids are little, I lose all that in me. I'm just like, just a mom. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm depressed, going through all of it. And then I get back into it right around after the hysterectomy. I had that time in bed. And I was like, I was hurting. I didn't know what to do. It just felt like I needed something for me again. And I got back into it again. I found a podcast that I really liked and I was listening to her and I was like, wow, this is like, okay, I got to change my mindset. Like I was being so negative about everything going on and then I was like, all right, I got to start doing this again. So I would just start writing positive things every day, doing a gratitude list. And it really has changed. It has helped me and changed me so much in this past year. Like I really dove into it a year ago. It's like
Mhm.
almost, I think we're like at the date a year ago. And I was just like, and I'm saying I manifest this. I was like, I'm going to go on a podcast one day and I'm going to talk about manifesting and how much I love it. I'm telling you, like, it's just all everybody, my kids, my mom, they all are like, "Oh my god, you're crazy." I'm like, "No, but
Oh,
it's the way I'm thinking."
right.
It all starts with what you're thinking about, and I think that your mindset is so powerful, like, people don't understand it. Really what you think can change everything in your life, the way
Yeah.
that you think.
And it's baby steps. Just take little baby steps at a time. It's all, all you have
Yeah,
to do. That's what I tell my nieces. Just take the baby steps. I know you want to be done with this and be done with that and never see
right.
this again. I know you want to sell your house and move to start a fresh chapter in your life, but baby steps is what I always tell her. And she's getting there. I mean, Donna knows the story, but it's just baby steps and eventually she'll get there. And I'm excited to see where she goes with this too. It's about
Yeah, it is.
manifesting.
Yeah, manifesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny because when you say that, you know, postpartum depression and your hormones and everything, all of that swings back to your brain. And it's
right.
all about training your brain. And
Yeah.
that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You're just training your brain to go into that positive mindset. And that's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Yes, I agree. Yep. I have 3 different notebooks with me every day. One's for my gratitude and my affirmations in the morning. Then one is like the books that I'm listening to. I take notes on it. And then I have another one for abundance, for money, where I write down, sounds so silly, but I write down every time I any sort of money or something comes into play with abundance, I write down, I say, "Thank you. I found an extra $5 in the laundry room today."
Mhm.
And then I look back, I'm like, "Holy crap. I've had all these days in a row that I found something that just brought more abundance to my life." And it just puts my mind at, it just makes me happy. It's just like a happy thing for me to do.
That's wonderful.
Do you ever, because I know you're a high school teacher, do you ever like talk to your students about maybe writing their feelings down and being able to express and do gratitudes? Do you ever maybe are you, I don't know what subject you teach, but I know I think when my older daughter was in middle school, she actually had a teacher who was like, we're going to do gratitude today. Bring out your books. And nobody was ever read them, obviously, but it was just for them to write down and express their feelings for the week, like they do it on a Friday or something, and they were able to express themselves what it was. And my older daughter said she really, really loved it because it got her into doing what you're doing, where she was able just to express her feeling and write it on a piece of paper in a notebook. And she looks back at it now and she's like, I am so grateful that I had the teacher that had us do this.
Yeah. I've done it in the past. I do it here and there. It depends on my class. It depends on
Mhm.
the students that I have. But I do have that we talk about gratitude and like
Okay.
every day. They don't even realize I'm talking about it to them. But I'm just like, remember, guys, let's be grateful for this or any lesson. I do teach English.
Hmm.
So like we were reading I Am Malala. And so just showing like how Afghanistan students, how like the girls couldn't go to school anymore. Like, so, we have to be grateful we have a school. I know we
Yeah.
all complain about it, but
Yeah.
we have
Right.
a school, we have, all these wonderful things. I do bring it up in my classes. Very, you know,
He's
depends
sneaky.
on it depends on my class.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I was just thinking about this. There's a teacher at my kids' high school, and I think it was before COVID. He was in a very terrible motorcycle accident. And now he's a quadriplegic, but he still teaches, and he tells the students, to be. He shows them the video. He has, he wants them to see where he was, what happened, and now where he is now, and to realize that he could have gone down, oh, pity party, feel bad for me, but he chose not
Mm,
to do that. And he's like, my passion is teaching and helping students, and I'm going to make myself better. And then I'm going to get back into teaching. And even though he was obviously not teaching for, I think, like a year and a half, because obviously he had to take care of himself, but all the students loved him. Even when he came back, they were so excited to see him. And they're like, oh, yeah, this is Mr. I'm not going to say his name, and like, don't worry, Mr. So and so. If the school catches on fire, we'll get you out of the building, even though he's on the first floor now, obviously. But, or anything happens, we'll get you out. And it's all about how that teacher has, shown those students, yeah, I could have went down this road of pity party, feel bad for me. And I've met him. He's absolutely hysterical. Just, let's just be
yeah,
part.
that's amazing.
Yeah, he's an amazing.
That's
I love. He's
awesome.
absolutely hysterical. I met him one time. He's like, "Are you so and so's mom?" I'm like, "Unfortunately." He's like, "I'm sorry."
Oh,
So
I love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's an amazing story. Wow. So do you have anything else to talk about? Any other stories, your children, life, that you
Uh,
would want to maybe just encourage people out there that would be listening to this?
I just do what feels right to you.
Mhm,
Put yourself first. You need to take care of yourself so then you could take care of others. I love teaching. I
mhm,
absolutely love my job. I love teaching high school. It's a lot of fun. And I love this journey that I'm on right now,
mhm,
finding myself because my kids are leaving soon. My daughter's off to college next year. So I think that's going to be a new journey, a new step because my husband and I were talking the other day. We both looked at each other. We're like, this is it. Like, we're
yeah,
just, what are we gonna do next? Like,
yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
But yeah, that's gonna be the next journey for me. So I think that's why this whole positive thinking, manifesting all came about also because I have to find something for myself and I have totally dove right into it. I've joined book clubs, I've joined some writing clubs. I mean, I'm I'm really I love it. It has changed my view. It's changed my year. I have so many things on my vision board that came true that couldn't I didn't even know it would really work, but it really did. It was great.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Emptiness syndrome is a real thing.
mhm,
Yeah.
You know that you do suffer from depression, so at least you're like, you're on top of it. You're ready.
Yeah, we might have to up Prozac again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is really a thing. My mother went through. Yeah. It's, so at least you're prepared. But you're preparing yourself and you have all the right tools and, you're ready for your next step or you're getting there.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
And you've raised
Totally.
two amazing human beings, so they're gonna be perfect. They're always gonna come and check up on you. Like I have one in college now, and then my kids are basically they're every other year. I'm gonna lose one, and she graduated 24, and then next year one graduates, and then 28, and then
Okay.
30. So they're like every other year. I'm like bam, 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 bam. It's gonna go fast, and I always tell people to soak it up. Like my neighbor,
Mhm.
her oldest is in sixth grade and her youngest, I think, is in second grade. And I told her, I was like, the minute your kids hit middle school is going to fly. I was like, so soak it up. It's just, well, what do you
Yes.
mean? And I was like, well, elementary school, they're in there for what, kindergarten to fit, so 6 years. And I said,
Yeah.
well, that's really slow. I was like, then you have middle school, which is 3 years. I was like, then you have high school, which is 4 years. I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm like, it is going to fly. The next thing you know, they're going to be graduating, going into high school. The next thing you know, you're now buying all of that stuff. And when her son started middle school this year, she sent me this message. She goes, I had to take the week off. She was like, I was emotionally drained and I cried the whole time. I was like, oh, I didn't mean to make you cry. She's like, no. She's just like, it just made me sad that my baby's growing up.
You're so right though. It was so true. Middle school is just like, whoop,
Yeah,
and then high school.
it
It's
really
so
does. It
fast.
Yep.
flies. I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, I can't
So
believe this." And I
fast.
just know that like my kids the other day were saying, they're like, "Mom, when my older daughter, when she graduates, my oldest son she'll be graduating college the same year that my older son will be graduating high school." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't do this." And then it's like, but then she's gonna go on dental school, so I know she's gonna be in even longer. And I'm like, no, no, no. Then my kids are talking about when they graduate high school and college, they want to leave the country and go work out of the country and go to school.
Yes.
But I'm like, oh my gosh.
And yeah, it never ends. It never
Yeah.
ends. The stomach keeps getting knotted up the whole time because I'm just like, oh no.
Yes.
Watching Life 360. I'm like, where are they? Where are
Yeah,
they?
yep.
Yeah. And
You
then you're
never
like,
stop
okay.
being a parent, that's for sure. You never
Yeah,
stop being a
never.
parent.
Yeah.
So
Never.
I'll make a story. I have an autistic son who's 19, and he got a new phone a couple of months ago, and I forgot to update the Life 360. So I said to him last weekend, I said, "Oh, you know what? I need your phone. Have to update the Life 360." What are you talking about? I'm like, "Well, I need to know where you are. Why do you need to know where I am?" I'm like,
I can
"I
see
need
him
to
saying
know
that.
where
Right.
you are." Like, you
Right.
don't understand.
Right.
I can see him
Yes.
saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why ignore me? Why?
Yeah, but that's all, it's just a part of being a parent and us navigating life, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And we know what we all did without Life 360. So I
Yeah,
need Life 360 for them because I know what I was doing. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, wait.
exactly.
And now I have my mom on it too. So it's like, what do they call it? They call us the sandwich generation, right? Because we still have kids. They're not quite adults yet. And then we have our parents that are
Mhm.
Yeah, you're kind
that suddenly need us. So it's like we're
yeah.
the sandwich
Like you're
generation.
parenting the parent, you're parenting your kids. You're like, okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Right. So I
Yeah.
Wow.
mean, yeah, I
And
can.
it's a lot. It's a lot for anybody
Yeah.
to handle. So I, completely understand how, we can all get caught up in all of this, and you like hit your boiling point
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have Life 360, but my older girls, they have iPhones and they actually wanted to share their location with me. I know people find it weird. They're like, "Why are you tracking your kids?" I'm like, "I didn't ask them to. They wanted to share their
Hmm.
location with me." I'm like, "I didn't ask for it because I trust my kids." I said at the same time, with my older daughter being 5 hours away, I do like it for, when I get those alert phone calls from the college saying we've shut down the
Right.
campus, so we're on lockdown. I was
Yeah.
like, I can go, okay, where is she? And then she'll
Yeah.
automatically text me, say, Mom, I'm fine. I mean, she doesn't live on campus now, but still, nonetheless, it's a good thing to have.
Hmm.
And again, so if
Yeah.
anybody's watching, you don't have to have it, but if your children want you to know where it is, it's a good thing to have. And I share mine
Yeah.
with my kids so that they know where I'm at because they want it. They're like, Mom, you're here. Get this for
Yeah.
us quick. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're
I
like,
need
yeah.
Yes.
They're like, you're at Starbucks. No, honey, I'm shopping at Safeway. Yeah, but there's a Starbucks in there. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
ask for that.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, that's how I got Life 360 because I was gonna I didn't want it. I was like, I don't need to know where you guys are. You'll be fine. And then my son, because he rides dirt bikes and quads and our back, he got tired of me calling him to find out, are you okay? Where are you in the back, in the
Mhm.
woods? Like, because I didn't grow up like that. My husband grew up in the woods and riding dirt
Okay.
bikes. So like, he's fine. But I would be calling him and calling, be like, where are you? How far away from the house are you on the dirt bike? Are you coming back soon? So he said, give me your phone. He goes, here's Life 360. Now you see where I am. If I don't move for more than 15 minutes, then call me. I was
Right.
like, okay,
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Mom.
all
Have a good
right.
Yes.
Okay, don't worry. Yeah.
I
Yeah, that
use
was
the
it.
free version. It's just, just
Yeah. That's
watch
what I
them
used
where
to
they're
have.
going. It's free, so it's not a big deal. It even tells you like how fast they're driving in the car.
No.
Oh, that's a funny one, actually. That's yeah, no, I know my children would be done with if I caught them speeding. I
Mhm.
think it's my youngest one that's going to give me the mild heart attack. She knows he's my wild child. I'm like, Lord help us all.
Yeah.
Got to get through this one. If I can make it through him, I deserve a gold star if I can survive him.
What was he?
He's 13. He's 13 and pushing every single button that I possibly
Mhm.
can have. And I'm like, and I always joke with him, I'm like, do remember, you do have dual citizenship. I will send you to go live with your grandmother. He's like,
Yeah.
fine, send me. I'm like, she doesn't have Wi Fi. She doesn't have this. Sometimes the power works. What do you want? Never mind. I'm like, guess what I thought? He's like, fine, sorry. I'm like, guess what I thought? Oh
That's
my God.
great.
Well, we loved having you on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
thank you for sharing, being open and honest with us about your story. And like we always say, if we can touch one person,
Yeah.
we did our job.
Yep, exactly. So we love you. Thank you so very much for
Thank
tuning
you.
in.
Thank
And
you so much. You guys are awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
Yep.